Hey everybody, this is Clay, the Average Gamer. Bringing to you today a game of Crysis 2, and this is my very first multiplayer in the multiplayer review that I promised to bring you guys. This is a free-for-all in Crysis 2, referred to as instant action in Crysis 2. And this is the reason I chose this game is this is actually one of my very first games to play here. I think I'm level 3. It's not one of my best games so far, but it is an entertaining game, and I believe it really does a good job kind of showing you guys, you know, some of the things that I'm going through in trying to actually learn how to navigate and use my cloak and armor in a way that gives me an advantage to win gunfight. And this is my first time playing this map, and like I said, one of my very first times playing the multiplayer game, period. So anyway, through this, I'm kind of wanting to just show you how I've incorporated some of what I've learned from the campaign, and being able to transfer that over to playing the multiplayer. As far as the guns go, as far as the armor goes, the weapons, the visor, I mean, all of these function the same in the multiplayer as they do the campaign. Now, do you have to play the campaign before you actually get into rolling on multiplayer? Absolutely not. But there will be a learning curve that you will have while you're doing that. Something that I would suggest if you decide just to jump straight into the multiplayer, they do have a beginner's lobby that is only for players levels 1 through 10. And through that, you can play this instant action, aka free for all, or instant or team instant action, which is like a team deathmatch here. And it's really good because it keeps everybody on the same level. And even though there's a large learning curve, it cuts out some of the frustration that you may have trying to figure the game out while you're playing against, guys that are 30, 40, levels ahead of you. So in that aspect, to go ahead and do the beginner's lobby if you're not planning on doing the multiplayer. One of the things that I have noticed, and was probably one of the biggest problems about the game, even though I have really, really enjoyed the multiplayer altogether, is the connection speed. I'm level 15 now. Was level 3 during this game. I think I've probably had host maybe I know once for sure, and I think I might have had it twice. And I don't know what it takes to really get a good connection on this, but I've tried a lot of different things, and I have not been able to successfully get that good connection. Typically I have between a 1 and 2 bar connection, which makes it pretty hard. Whereas on Black Ops, I usually have a 3 bar, but sometimes even get the privilege of having a 4 bar, and host maybe 30 to 50% of the time. So the connection on this is rough. If you manage to get on this game and consistently get a good connection, let me know how you pull it off, because I would really like to know. Anyway, the game itself, as far as how it plays, the multiplayer, it reminds me a lot of Halo. As far as being able to cloak and having this armor ability, and rolling through a whole entire clip, and not being able to kill somebody. Typically, I would one of the things that you can do is unlock perks and weapons and attachments. And one of the things I've kept on my gun is the extended mags on here, and that's simply for the fact that bullets, it seems to take a lot of bullets to actually take somebody out and kill them. Also, if you've ever got in any close quarter battles, it's I don't know, for the right energy consumption, you could probably pull off 2 versus 1 if you have the right cover. Standing straight against 2 people, you might as well count that out. You're not going to Rambo your way out of it, or very rarely may do that. So you got to keep a lot of the same tactics for this that you do with any first-person shooter games, just controlling the engagement and making sure you have the tactical advantage over your enemy. I found a big part of this game is if you look down in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see my energy filling up here, and that really is key. And you need that, of course, for Cloak, and you need that for your using your armor. And the higher your energy is, the longer you will stay cloaked, or the longer that armor will actually help protect you. So energy conservation really is kind of a big deal on this game, or at least it has been for me. I've not gotten to any of the high levels. There may be a way that energy stays fuller for a lot longer, and I know that I have recently unlocked a perk that once you kill an enemy, it helps recharge some of your energy, which I found that has helped quite a bit. So the cloak versus the armor. It comes in handy on these as far as being able to use the cloak and wondering whether or not you should run through this open area. The cloak, it doesn't hide you completely, and but it does hide you fairly well. And to be able to use that to run across an open area that you would not typically run across, maybe, or would have second thoughts about running across whenever you're playing a game where you don't have that ability to cloak yourself. It comes in handy, and it's been a nice little touch to have. Although I will say the cloak, I have noticed people that will sit in the corner. Now there are times where you do have to kind of kneel in the corner and let that energy recharge whenever you're just wiped. And for the most part, I would say that there's not a lot of people that are just camping like crazy on this. For the most part, I've seen people that actually like to engage in the game and not sit in a corner and wait for somebody to walk in front of their bullets to get kills. The armor itself, something with the cloak. If you notice from time to time here, if I'm in cloak and I shoot my gun while I'm in cloak, my energy basically goes down to 0. So just real quick, one of the tips that I've found through trial and error, if I find myself getting ready to engage in a combat situation whenever I'm in cloak, before I actually shoot my gun, come out of cloak and put the armor on, and then work on trying to take the enemy out. So that's just a bit of advice for you guys if you ever decide that you are going to pick this game up. Now the maps on this, I don't know, I probably played, I guess there's probably 10 or 12 maps or something. I think I've played all of them, but they're very, very cool, very detailed. Lots of cover, lots of places to hide, lots of just neat, really just detail in the map. You really feel like a lot of this has been, you're thrown in a city and different parts of a city that have been completely just obliterated through combat, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the maps quite a bit. I don't think that there are any that I'm just despise. There are, of course, I have some that are more that I like more than some others. But all in all, I really do like the maps on this. The weapons, you find all these in the campaign. There's not a ton of weapons to choose from, and you kind of have to get these weapon unlocks before you can even buy them. And the weapon unlocks, they do take a little while to get. My overall thoughts on this game, guys, I did a review. A lot of the reviews that I've been doing, I've been saying just like a 1 through 10, and was this. And I saw Woody's Gamertag, kind of the way he does reviews, and that it just makes a lot of sense to me. For people that are watching this, you're wanting to know whether or not this game is worth purchasing, and $60 to one person is completely different than it may be $60 to somebody else. So the way I'm going to start doing these is, would I buy this game? If I bought X amount of games a year, would I purchase this game? And for me personally, I buy quite a few games a year. and I enjoy playing, like I said, all different kinds of games. I would say that if you're going to purchase 4 games in a year, I would add this one to your list. For me, it was definitely worth the money. I've gotten some longevity as far as gameplay goes out of this, and am definitely not tired of it and enjoying it quite a bit. Anyway, so if you guys have any questions or want to see more gameplay, I plan on bringing you more gameplay anyway. If you guys would like any me to cover anything in particular on this game, please let me know, leaving a comment. So on a quick side note, upcoming, I've got a lot of new games that I've purchased that I'm looking forward to bringing to you. If you like this, feel free to tune into my channel to check those things out. As always, feel free to rate, comment, or subscribe. This is the Average Gamer. Hope you've enjoyed Crysis 2. Until next time, guys, I am out. Peace.